Hi guys, happy Wednesday. I hope you're having a wonderful start to your day. Before we get started with this video, let's go ahead and start with prayer. Dear Jesus, I come before you. I thank you for this day, Lord. I thank you that you love each and every one of us. So I pray for my students, Lord, as they're away from me right now and just away from each other, that you'd be with them, just comfort them during this time. I pray for those being affected by the virus, Lord, that you would just give wisdom to the people taking care of them and just keep them safe. I pray for us as we're studying this topic today, that you would just give us your mind and just help us to see things that you would have us to see them. It's in your name we pray. Amen. Alrighty, so we are obviously back on an ethical study and we are talking about piracy. So let's go ahead and talk about our to-dos. You guys are going to watch this video. You need to submit the advanced PowerPoint or presentations. You could use PowerPoint, Keynote, or Slides, Jeopardy project. And we have a class Zoom meeting at 10. Maybe you've already done that and it's later than 10, or maybe you're looking forward to that. And I'm excited to see you guys all today. So objectives. Today we're going to define piracy, analyze the 6 most common types of piracy, discuss the problems associated with piracy, as well as the dangers. So let's get started with all that. Types of piracy. This is not a exclusive list. There are other things out there, but these are the 6 most common types. The first is counterfeiting. So that's basically the illegal duplication, distribution, and or sale, so it could be any of those, of copyrighted material. Typically, they try to imitate the product, and it's cheaper. So it seems like a good idea, right? Definitely is not. Obviously, anything that's fake and is counterfeited, that is wrong, and so taking part in that will not only put you in danger, but it's biblically wrong to steal from others, and they are stealing. Here's an example of what Adobe has done. They found ways to find counterfeit copies of their things, and they'll actually stop you now. So they don't catch all of them, but that is a frequently counterfeited software, and it can have issues that we'll talk about. Internet piracy is basically when software is illegally downloaded from the internet. Sometimes they make it free in exchange for something else. Sometimes there are internet auction sites that'll sell you cheaper things. And sometimes it's just one friend sharing it with another friend, and that is also a form of piracy. There's also end user piracy, which is also called soft loading. So I go out and I buy one copy of Adobe Photoshop, and then I give it to a bunch of people and say, oh, here, you want to use mine? Here's my login. That is incorrect. We do not do that at the school. We have a site license, so we are allowed a certain number of copies of it to use. And so we don't do that illegally at the school, but people do that illegally, and that's called end user piracy or soft loading. Client server overuse, that's when we allow more people to use the software than you purchased it for. So you purchase 10 and you have 15 people and you're like, just use mine, just borrow mine. Very close to end user piracy, except for end user piracy is just for one person. It was originally purchased for one, whereas end user piracy is where you purchase a certain number and then let more members use that. And then the last, the second to last one is hard disk loading. So businesses will actually sell new computers with software loaded illegally on them to make their computers look better, and that is also illegal. They are not allowed to do that. And then one that you guys are probably a little bit more familiar with is entertainment piracy. So that's when they put music, television, movies, games, books, any of those things out on the internet. So somebody goes and records in the movie theater and throws it out there, and someone's like, hey, I know a site where I can watch it for free. That is also illegal, and not only can you get in trouble for it, that is wrong to do. So what's the big deal? If you look at this infographic over here, I got this from Vitrium. They are a company. They say that 70% of online users find nothing wrong in online piracy, and unfortunately, I feel like that is a statistic that is sad but true, because too many people don't see things as black and white. They just see like, it's not that big of a deal. But we know as Christians and Christ followers that a sin is a sin, and God tells us not to steal, and that it is a form of theft. So the commercial value in North America is $19 billion worth of stuff that's stolen annually. And that's a huge number that is being affected. If you are taking that illegal stuff, that is a federal crime and it's punishable by up to $150,000 per instance for users. And judges are strict on things like this at times, and so you could pay a huge fine for getting that illegally pirated stuff. Sellers can actually be fined as high as $250,000 and earn up to 5 years in jail. So that is a long time that you don't want to have to deal with for doing this. So it is a big deal. It does affect people financially, and it is punishable by law. So it's not something you want to partake in. Dangers of piracy: if you get pirated software, it is cheaper, and typically you might have more problems. It may malfunction or fail, and if it does, you don't have anyone to call to fix it. It also has a risk of infecting your computer. So a lot of times the cheap stuff has viruses built into it and can actually destroy your computer. So not only are you having an ethical issue where you've broken something and you've gone against God's will, but you're also at a risk of infecting your computer. Your software cannot be updated, so whatever version you get, it is what it is, and it's not going to be able to be changed. There are legal repercussions. We just talked about that a second ago, and it drives costs up for everybody. Adobe has to make their software more expensive because not as many people are buying it as needed, so therefore we're paying more for them to be able to employ their people. A lot of people in the television and entertainment industry, we think about actors and we're like, oh, they get so much money, and it looks that way, but the people that are behind the scenes working, they're actually being affected too. And so there's a huge amount of loss that comes as a result of piracy. These are just some basics with it. You can always find out more. Tomorrow you guys are going to do another ethical dilemma project, so be ready for that. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Have a great day, guys. Bye.